customer care workshop. Okay, we're being recorded. So I'm sure that you have been to many customer care workshops. This is not the first one. And what I'm going to share with you today is also no new news to you. You've all heard it before. It's no rocket science. We just have to have customer service reinforced. And we are all, in listening to you folk and the positions that you are in, you're all customer facing. You are all frontline. So customer service actually must become a way of life. In what you think, what you do, how you act, it must become a way of life. So today's session I have called, and I'm going to share a screen with you shortly. There we go. I've called it Service from the Heart. Okay. And I've aligned this to a unit standard, which comes out of one of the, I think it's the reception qualification. So for those of you who've done I think it's a further education and training certificate in hospitality reception, this unit standard comes out of that qualification. And I've used it just merely as a guideline for us to focus on today. So if we talk about customer service and we have a look at the picture that I've got for you here, we immediately, by seeing white gloves opening a beautifully brassoed door handle, we immediately think, wow, this is 5-star service. Can I ask you all just to mute your mics while I'm talking, because I'm getting terrible feedback. So Mary, for you, bottom left-hand corner, there we go. Lawrence, same place that you're unmuted. See, so just mute your mics, or Matt can do it for me as well. So we want to make sure that every interaction that we give our customers is a 5-star interaction, no matter how big or how small our interaction is. So today's session is called Service from the Heart. Service from the heart, because if you're doing something from your heart, then you're putting your all into it. So these are the things that we are going to talk about on our journey today. We're going to talk about what is service from the heart. What does it look like? What does it mean? What are the benefits to me? What are the benefits to my company? What are the benefits to the community of giving excellent service? We're going to look at how can I make a choice to deliver excellent service? Because it is a choice. Your behavior is your choice. And you must do it in such a way that it's actually a pleasure to serve. We're not going to be like, often for those of you who have flown on airplanes, an air hostess will, hello, so lovely to see you. But behind that smile, you can actually see, oh no, not another passenger on this airplane. We don't want to be like that. We want to be genuine. We're going to look at what are the behaviors of excellent service and how can I develop those behaviors into habits? Because excellent service needs to become a habit. And then the last thing we're going to look at is how can I put my personal signature on the service I deliver? What is the little thing that customers will remember me for? I was lecturing yesterday to a group of BCom students, and we were talking about marketing and sales. And I said to the group of students that people buy from people. People buy from people. They come and support you because of the great experience that you give them. Your guest wants to walk away feeling good. They're coming to your golf club for leisure time. They're coming for relaxing time. They don't want to feel stressed. They actually want to, it's their pick-me-up, it's their de-stressor. So people buy from people. And you need to remember that, because you need to leave them with that feel good when they walk away. Cool. So let's look at a few definitions. And I want you to take a couple of minutes and think about these definitions. What is a customer? What is service? What is excellence? What is community? What is behavior? And what is habit? So just take a few seconds, because I am going to ask you to give me your thoughts about these definitions. Don't Google them. Please don't Google these definitions. I want it straight out of your head. Okay, so let's start. Who wants to start for us? I'm not going to pick on anybody because that wouldn't be fair. What is your definition of customer? Who would like to unmute their mic and tell us?
If I can figure out the unmute button. Sorry, Margaret. So at Steenberg Golf Club and Steenberg Homeowners Association, our customers are our golf club members, our residents, homeowners, visitors. I would also say any contractors or external service providers that we deal with. Those are our customers.
Thank you, Erin. Does anybody want to add to that? Because there's one customer that you left out there.
Our colleagues?
Yes. Yes. Your colleagues are also your customers. Now, you probably think this woman has gone completely mad. We always
I agree. I agree.
We're mad. She's gone mad. No, I'm not mad. So we've got two types of customers. We've got what we call internal customers, and we've got external customers. So the external customer is the easy one. That's the one we think of all the time. That's the person coming in the door and paying for our goods and services. But the internal customer is actually more important than the external customer. And the internal customer is your colleague. Because if you don't have internal customer service right, you're not going to get external customer service right. So think about it. Okay, those of you who are front of house, we've got quite a few front of house people, your waitrons. And I know we've got an F&B assistant with us. The F&B department did not stock up on enough castle lights before a golf day. They forgot. What's the knock-on effect of that going to be? We're not going to have enough castle lights for our guests on this golf day. Who's going to get shouted at? The waitrons, the barmen, the people serving. Whoops. What's the effect of that going to be? The customer, the external customer, is going to be unhappy, and they're going to go out there and say really bad stuff about your golf club. They're useless. They can't even have enough stock of castle light for a golf day. Just because somebody was having a bad day and forgot to place the right order. Let's think about in your environment in the pro shop. Those of you who are front of house in the pro shop, you run out of scorecards because the people that were supposed to order the scorecards forgot. What's going to happen when your golfer comes in and he or she pays for the golf and wants to go off? Oh, sorry, sir, we're out of scorecards. What's going to happen then? You're going to get it in the neck, front of the house. It's not your fault. but somebody in your supply chain didn't do their job properly. So in order to be able to serve a customer correctly, internal customer service needs to be spot on. So if you don't do your job correctly, the next person in your supply chain is not going to be able to do their job correctly. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Correct. Okay, so if your golf carts are not ready and clean to go out for the guests, the person your golf cart attendant is not going to get it in the neck. The pro shop is going to get it in the neck. Okay, so it's a knock-on effect. In order to give excellent customer service to your external customer, our internal customer service needs to be right. Okay, so if we go to the next word, which is service. Who wants to give me a shot at that one? Anybody want to try? Nobody want to try? Are you all there? Or have you all gone to sleep? Or gone to have coffee?
Okay.
Awesome. Yes. Talk to me.
Yeah. Okay. According to my understanding, service is the process of rendering assistance to your customers, like the way like how you help them, and the way like how maybe like you gonna treat them.
Excellent. Well done. So service is how you treat your customers. And I'm going to put it in a different way for you to think about. Service is about giving the customer what they want, not what you think they want. Give the customer what they want, not what you think they want. That's a different way to look at it, hey? Okay, give the customer what the customer wants, not what you think they want. Let's talk about excellence. Now that's an easy one. What is excellence?
I don't know, but I think excellence is to be extremely good in your service or how you communicate or like give what you call it service to the people, like an extremely good service. It's how you handle your customers. It's actually how you do good at what you do, give out your best at what you do, like be the best, be extremely good at what you do. I don't know if I make sense or something.
Yes, you're making a lot of sense. Thank you. So if we think about, we've all done it. We've all done customer service surveys, haven't we? And there's a rating of 1 to 5. 1 being very poor, 5 being excellent. Okay, so what is that telling me? And good is in the middle. Good is normally number 3. So excellent is beyond good. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's wow. Okay, so if we go back to this picture here, the white gloves, the sparkly brasso door handle, that's what I would call excellent. So excellent is wow. And you can all think of times when you've walked away from when you are the customer and you walk out of that interaction, you think, wow, that was amazing. So we can use an example that I'm sure all of you can identify with, and that is grocery shopping. I know grocery shopping is something we all hate doing because you no sooner buy your groceries, you get home and all the kids have gobbled up half the groceries. And on the rare occasion, we go to Woolworths because Woolworths has some great specials, but we also like the quality that Woolworths offers. And when you walk out of that Woolworths grocery shop, even if you'd gone to buy their special of potatoes and carrots and onions, 125 for 4 special, it's wow. The quality is wow. And those potatoes and onions and carrots last like for a whole month. It's so wow. That's what we call excellent. Whereas if we'd gone to other grocery shops and bought their 100 Rand for 4, we not even get to the 15th and the veggies are front already. Okay? So that's excellent. It's wow. Let's talk about community. What is community? Who wants to have a try at what community is?
Community is a group of people living in the same place.
Awesome. Is it necessarily living in the same place, or could it also be working in the same place?
Or working in the same places. Okay, still the
Or
same thing.
living. Absolutely. So your community are the people around you. So the people that you work with, the people that you live with, the people in your neighborhood, that's your community, your world in which you find yourself in. Okay, so if we think about your world, you touch, or no, I don't mean physically touch, but you have interaction with a lot of people in your world. Okay, so community is everybody that you have interaction with at home, at work, where you live, your church, a sports club that you may go to, your children's school, all the places where you have interaction with other people, that's your community. If we talk about behavior, what is behavior? Anyone to try it for me? What is behavior?
Yeah, I would like to give it a shot.
You may, of course.
Sure. It's how you carry yourself around your guest, external and internal.
Fantastic. Fantastic. It's not just around your guest, it's how you carry yourself through everything. So it's not just your interaction or how you carry yourself with guests, it's how you carry yourself all the time. Both if you're a film star, on camera and off camera. So behavior is how you conduct yourself. Okay, all the time, whether you're in front of a guest, whether you're in back of house, because remember, even if you're back of house, you're still with customers, your internal customers. Okay, and you also never know when an external customer could actually see you. So we cannot at any point in time drop our guard, even if we're back of house. Okay, because you never know when the eyes are on you. And you need to get into a behavior of excellence, because then it becomes a habit. It becomes a pleasure to deal with people. And that leads us to our last word, which is habit. What is habit?
Hi, let me give this one a try.
Thank
I
you.
think a habit is something that we are used to doing, something that you do it on a regular basis, maybe something that you can even do subconsciously. I would think so.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So habit is something that you do all the time without thinking. And you don't have to think about doing it. So let's think about children, those of you who've got children, and something that children love to do is pick their noses. Ew. But often the kids don't even realize they're doing it because it's become such a habit. Hey, so a habit is something that you do without realizing you're doing it. So we need to get into the habit of displaying excellent behavior in our communities. Okay, and that behavior is surrounded around excellent customer service. So be it to our family, be it to our friends, be it at work, with our colleagues, be it to our external customers. It needs to become a habit, a good habit, not a bad habit. Okay, is that all clear for everybody? Cool, let's move on. So I want you to think about a time that you received bad service. Who can think about a time that they received bad service? I'm sure everybody has a story to tell there. Who wants to have a turn?
Like when you're in a restaurant and you order something and they just forget about you.
That's not nice. How does it make you feel?
Makes me want to just leave that place.
It makes you want to leave that place. Why? Because you're angry, hey, and you're hungry.
Something like that.
Absolutely, it makes you want to leave that place. Who else wants to give us an example?
Okay, I also did receive I'll say bad service when I went to the hospital. Around 7 at night, I had infection on my tonsillators. I was told to go to my local clinic. I wasn't sick enough to come straight to the hospital. So imagine the clinic opens tomorrow morning. So I had to go back home. And then in the morning, I had to go back to the clinic. So I was told I was not sick enough to come straight to the hospital. I would say that was.
And how did it make you feel?
Really, really angry, frustration, all of that. Yeah.
And you were sick, so that added
And I
to
was
it.
sick,
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, who else has got a story for us? What more? Anybody wants to give me one more story? I'm sure you've all got stories of bad service.
Okay, I remember like I went into a certain garage to put in some petrol. That was like after work in the evenings when it was quiet. I waited maybe I think for over 5 minutes, like with no attendant like coming to me. Then I have to leave.
Sure.
Like like everyone was just watching, like no one like would even come to me.
And how did that make you feel?
I never went back there again. And I'm never ever
went
there again.
There
Yeah.
we go. You never went back there. Okay. So if we listen to all of these stories, there's a common thread that comes through. You feel angry. You feel frustrated. You feel disappointed. You let down. You're never going to go back there again. And you're going to go and tell people about this bad service experience that you have had. That's quite scary, hey? You're going to go and tell people about this bad service experience, and you are going to feel let down, grumpy, sad. Especially, let's just say you've been to a restaurant and you've had a meal and you've had to pay for it. And as we all know, it's not cheap to go out for a meal. And now you've had to pay your hard-earned money and your food was actually not nice. The service was terrible. It was an awful evening. Your children were hungry because the food was horrible. It didn't come on time. Your partner is grumpy with you. Big fat failure. So we do not want our guests to walk away with those feelings, do we? We want our guests to walk out like the chickers, 4 for 125, thinking, wow, that was amazing. I'm going to go and tell all my friends about this fantastic deal and this fantastic service. Okay, so describe the the behavior and the body language and the attitude of those delivering bad service to you. So Cornelia, if we think of your petrol station example. So they were standing there, they weren't busy, they were just standing there. What were they doing?
Absolutely
Unmute yourself.
nothing, yeah.
Absolutely nothing. They were chatting.
Yes, they were just chatting. Like then I was seated like in the car, and then I'm like, what's going on?
Absolutely. So who else wants to tell us about the behavior and the body language of bad? What does bad service look like?
I think because I once had, I think it was a bad behavior because the waitress came to me at my table. She didn't greet, she didn't smile at me or anything like that. She only asked, what am I gonna drink? I gave the drink order out. She brought it back. She didn't say anything afterwards. I had to call her, like to raise my hand up or something. Then someone else came. Then I said, no, she was serving me. So like she rather come. And she was, you know, the facial expression was, she was playing with her face, raising eyebrows and stuff like that. So I think yeah, that is one or two of the big behaviors that one gets for bad service, delivering a bad service or something like that. Because
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, even in today's times where we're still wearing masks at work, I don't have a mask nearby me to put on quickly, but just imagine, okay, your face is covered like this, so we can't see if you're smiling. Okay, I'm going to take my glasses off so you can see my eyes. You can't see if I'm smiling or not, but if I'm grumpy, what's my eyes doing? My eyes are telling you a story, hey. But
Yes.
if I'm happy, what are my eyes doing? They're wide. So it doesn't matter that you can't see people's faces because of their masks. You can still see their eyes. Their eyes are telling you a story and their body is telling you a story. So if they're excited, they are up straight, they're happy to serve you. But if they're not excited, if they're not giving excellence, what does the body look like? Or we're leaning against the table because our feet are sore because we've been on shift for 8 hours. And we are like this on the desk because we're tired, we've been on long shift, we late shift. So although we're in masks these days, you can't see my smile, but you can still see what my body is doing. And there's a saying that says, tell your face it's a pleasure to serve me. Okay, so you know we always say it's a pleasure to the customers, but if our face and our body is not telling that story, is it really a pleasure? Cool. Folks, it's 10 o'clock and you have been sitting for an hour, and I know you're not used to sitting behind computers. So we're going to have a quick 15-minute tea break. Is that good? 15 minutes. Is that good?
Okay.
Tea time. Okay, so if you can all be back on your bottoms by 10:15, that would be awesome. Cool. We'll see you shortly.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Mhm.
Where's Lawrence? Larry, where's the form?
They said we need to, if you go back somewhere. Let's go back here. We're still on the Zoom. Huh? I think there's a chat somewhere when, yeah, we need to just somewhere.
This.
somewhere.
Is it not this one?
No, it's not that one.
This one.
Yes. Yes, that's the one.
Oh, and then you just submit it there.
Yes.
Will you be able to do this?
That's one can do it for me. That's right. A, no. ATSH.
Am I right there?
You are right there. Yes.
Seller.
H here. After before E is H.
There.
E is H.
That's right.
Yeah.
And your email address?
It's label Lawrence.
Or must I do the admin one?
Lawrence.
Yeah.
20@gmail.com.
Huh? 20? 20.
Yeah, @gmail.com.
That all?
Yes.
Hi. So,
Okay, I'll be putting costs now. We're coming back 1:15. So I just want to put some of the stuff inside the fridge there.
we can do it now. Okay, we're all back. Do we manage to get a nice warm cup of tea? And maybe a little sandwich or a biscuit or something? Tea time for the facilitator is not always about getting tea. It's about returning phone calls in a hurry.
Can you buy?
Oh, my word. Is everybody back with us? It is 10:15. There's still a few blank blocks. Let's just give it 2 more minutes. Llewellyn, how can you not have a jersey on? You are in George. It is cold.
It's not cold in George. It's 25, you know.
Really? Oh,
It's
my word. So that
hot
means there's a healthy
outside.
cold front. There's a healthy cold front coming again, hey? Cool. Okay, folks, I'm going to start. We should all be back. So I am going to start again. So we're going to move to the next slide. So we were speaking about what is bad, describe behavior and body language and attitude of those with bad service. So we spoke about that before tea. Now we're going to move on to a question. This is a very interesting question. When we talk about customers, we talk about they. They want this, they want that. So if you look at this little comic here, it says, somebody calling themselves a customer says they want something called service. Really? So who's the they? We talk about our customers as they. Who are they? And then I'm going to reiterate with you all the time, what is service from the heart? So we go back to the who are they? They are our customers, be it internal, be it external. And we have covered that. What do we need to be giving them? We need to be giving them service from our hearts. We need to be giving them a piece of ourselves, essentially. Now, there's a very famous saying, and our late President Nelson Mandela used this speech or this quote very, very often. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. If we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. So now think about it. Your light is what you are projecting through your face, through your body. Customer comes in, golfer comes in, and you've got a positive body language. You've got a smile, an open smile on your face. They can't see it because you've got a mask on, but your eyes are smiling. Your light is shining. What is going to happen? That customer is also going to give you the same back. But if the customer walks in and you've got a grumpy face behind your mask and you're slouching because you're tired, how's the customer going to respond to you? They're also going to be rude. They're also going to be grumpy with you. So your light must shine. And what's a very good thing to learn, when you're in the supermarket doing your shopping, do you smile at people? When people walk past you, do you smile at them? Are you friendly? The old gogo. I was shopping with I've got a daughter in university and I've got a daughter in grade 9. And on Sunday I was doing grocery shopping and my grade 9 daughter was with me. and there was a gogo trying to reach something off a high shelf. So my daughter, without being asked, she says to the gogo, "Can I help you, ma'am?" And it was a high shelf. Even she had to jump to get it. And the gogo was so happy. She said, "Oh, thank you, my dear. I've been standing here for so long and nobody's helped me." It took her 2 seconds of her time to jump, get the packet of biscuits that were high on the shelf and give it to the gogo. That's letting your light shine. Okay? That's serving other people. Okay. Do you brighten the room when you enter or when you leave? What does that mean? When we walk into a room, when we walk into a place, when we're in a place, does our presence make that place a happier place to be? Or, excuse me, because we're so grumpy and we're so negative, when we leave, the room lightens up. Hey, are people happy to see us? Are people happy to work with us? Or because we're so grumpy and we're so negative and we're so unapproachable, like a big fat dark thundercloud, up where Mary lives in Dalstrom, they have magnificent thunderstorms, even better than Joburg. So are you like those big scary thunderstorms, or are you like the beautiful sunshine? Okay. Do you brighten the room when you leave or enter, or when you leave? Okay, think about that one. So what are the benefits of excellent service? So what are the benefits to your company? So if you are giving great service, what does it mean to your company? Who wants to have a try at what that answer would be? What does it mean to your company if you are giving great service?
My company gets more clients. It's Bongani from Royal.
Thank you, Bongani from Royal. Your company gets more clients. Why? Who wants to add to what Bongani has said? Why would the company get more clients?
Can I try as well? Huh?
Yes, of course you can.
Okay, it's Lawrence from Sorkop. Huh?
Thanks, Lawrence.
The more the customer get giving, like, maybe I can say a good service, the more we're gonna get more clients, and the more obviously the turnover will go up because of the good service.
Fantastic, Lawrence. So the more customers are happy with the service that you're giving, the more often they're going to return. So that means increased business. They're going to go and tell their friends about the fantastic experience that they've had at your business. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat here. They're going to go and tell their friends about the great experience that they've had with your organization. And their friends are going to come and experience for themselves, and they're going to tell their friends. So that means the business is going to grow. What does that mean for your community? As your business grows, it means there's a potential of more jobs. What's happened now in COVID, in lockdown? There were big retrenchments in your industry, weren't there? Huh? People lost jobs. There was short time. So we really felt the benefit of not being able to have our customers in the last 2 years. Or we didn't feel the benefit. We felt the damage, of not being able to have our customers in the last 2 years. So I think we realized in the last 2 years with COVID how important the customer is as part of our business, because no customer, no business. Yeah? When our business grows, because more and more customers are coming, there are more and more jobs in our community. And there have been statistical evidence that shows at the moment in South Africa, one salary effectively supports 9 people. One salary supports 9 people. How does that work? You don't have 9 children, hopefully, at home, but maybe you have somebody working for you in your home who's got children. You may be helping your mom and dad. You've got other brothers and sisters that it's supporting. Maybe you're giving money to your church that's also supporting people. So one salary in South Africa currently supports 9 people. That's quite hectic. So what is the effect on communities if there are no jobs? How do you personally benefit through delivering excellent service? The first and most important thing is that you within yourself feel good. And you all know every day we need to feel good about ourselves. We need to be excited in the morning when we get up. Are you excited when you get up to go to work? You should be.
Yes.
Because work must be like playing a game. You must enjoy it. It mustn't feel like work. It mustn't be a drag. Okay? So you've got 2 choices. If work is feeling like, oh no, work again. Really, I hate my job. I hate my boss. Well, then you've got a problem. You've got 2 choices here. If you hate what you do, you have the power to change that. You either need to change your attitude or you need to change your job. Because your attitude shines through in your behavior. And if you love your job, it's going to be easy for a positive attitude to shine through. So by giving excellent service, you personally benefit. First of all, you are feeling fulfilled within yourself and happy. Second of all, you're earning some money, which is supporting you, your family, your community. You're not sitting at home being lazy, being depressed, feeling worthless. So by giving excellent service, you are also helping yourself to feel valued in your community. Okay, so as I've said, when I give excellent service, the company grows, the community grows, and I grow. Okay, because those of you think about where you started out in your company. Maybe you started out as a kitchen hand and now you're a waitron. Or you started out as a waitron and now you're a restaurant manager. That's growth. I have a young man that I have mentored, I think, for about the last 15 years. When I met him, he was peeling potatoes in the prep section on a kitchen. Today, he is a restaurant manager, well, head chef and restaurant manager in a massive restaurant in South Africa. And he has just been headhunted to work on the Queen Mary cruise line as a chef. This is a man who grew up in a shack. He got as far as standard 3, so that is, what is that, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 5. And the school told him that he was stupid. So he got far as grade 5, that's it. And he struggles to read and write. Why? Because he's dyslexic. He sees things back to front, but he's a brilliant chef. Oh my word, he's a brilliant chef. He's now internationally qualified as a chef. And how does he learn? He watches YouTube. He watches YouTube channels. He can't read. He watches. So this man is going to work on one of the biggest cruise ships in the world. By giving excellent service and believing in himself. We can all do that. If he can do it, we can all do it. Okay. In life, who you become is more important than what you have. So there's my chef. He's come from very, very, very humble background, grew up in a shack, could not finish school, but who he's become today is more important than what he has. What do you see in the mirror? So here's a kitty cat looking into the mirror. And that kitty cat is seeing a big, brave lion. So when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see somebody who's successful? Do you see somebody who's passionate about what you do? Or do you see a failure? In life, you become who you become is more important than what you have. Okay, remember that. So, how can I make a choice to deliver excellent service so that it really is a pleasure to serve? Because excellent service is a choice that you have. You make that decision, nobody else. How do we make that choice? We tell ourselves that this customer coming through the door is paying my rent, is buying my groceries, is paying my children's school fees. I need this customer, and I need to show this customer that I'm choosing to serve them with excellence. Okay? Your choice whether you're going to give good service or whether you're going to give poor service. And when we talk about good service, we don't want just good, we want excellent. We want fantastic, amazing. So it's a pleasure. How do we make it a pleasure to serve others? So there's a big scary tiger hugging a man. Whoa, that's scary. Here is a person who must be blind thanking their guide dog. How do we make it a pleasure to serve others? And it gets back to, and I repeat over and over again, how you think about your customer. If you think about your customer as being a pain, then it's not going to be easy to serve them. If you think about your customer as being one of the most valuable people in your world, you will treat them well and with respect, and it'll be easy to serve them. I know it's easy to talk, but I've been where you are, and I often work in environments where you are in front of customers, and I know you get difficult customers. I know it's not easy. And I know at 10 o'clock at night when the drunk people are in the bar and you are tired, it's not easy. But keep your vision on why are you at work. You are at work to serve your community, to serve your family, so that you can grow. And to make sure that your customer keeps coming back and brings with them their friends so that your business grows. So, Ralph Waldo Emerson, this is a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, said, "You sow a thought and you reap an action." Okay, so what we think about becomes our actions. You sow an act and you reap a habit. So things we do over and over again become habits. You sow a habit and you reap a character. So things we do over and over again become who we are. You sow a character and you reap a destiny. So if you have a positive character, you have a bright and beautiful future. If you have a negative attitude or negative character, you're going to stay in a hole forever. Okay, and it starts with up here. It's what's going on in this head. So Here's a nice little picture. If we look at this glass, do you see it as half full or do you see it as half empty? And if we talk about your attitude, where does your attitude come from? So it starts with your value system. We all have a value system. Huh? We've all grown up in homes where there are value systems. We are taught what is right and what is wrong. We know in our hearts what is right and what is wrong. You know, when you do something sometimes and you get this feeling in your heart, that means you're actually going against your value system. You tell a little white lie, but inside you, it's like eating, you know, you get to work and you say, oh, the traffic. But actually there was no traffic. You just overslept. Huh? Inside, it doesn't feel so good when you're telling that white lie. You're going against your value system. So your values become your thoughts, how you think. Your thoughts become your feelings, how you feel. Your feelings become your emotions. And your emotions become your motions, your actions. So your actions are directly linked to your value system. So if your value system is saying, it's okay to steal, it's okay to lie, what are your emotions going to be like? What are your actions going to be like? I don't care. But in your value system, if you are saying, no, it's not okay to lie, it's not okay to steal, it's not okay to not always give of my best, your emotions will tell the same story. Because when you're not working with your value system, inside you, it's going to, there's a beautiful Afrikaans word, for those of you who understand Afrikaans, it's wanworsteling. So wanworsteling is this turmoil inside you. Hey, if we're going against our value systems. So let's look at, why do customers not return to our business? And this is a very alarming statistic. 14% of our customers move away because they say the product is inferior. Product's not good enough. 9% move away because of price. We always think price is the big thing, don't we? 5% move away because they make other business contacts. 1% unfortunately pass away, and 3% move away from the area. So that leaves 68% of our customers do not return because of our attitudes. That's scary, eh? Because we always tend to blame this thing, price. It's not price. It's the attitude of the staff. Because your attitude drives your behavior. Your behavior is what impacts on the customer experience. If the customer is going to have a great experience, they'll be back, irrespective of this thing. If they have a bad experience, they're going to go, ah, and they're going to go and tell all their friends, aren't they? Yes? Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
So this is very, very, very scary. Can you change the attitude of others? What do you folks think? Can you change the attitude of others? What do you guys think?
You can.
You can. Okay, talk to me.
Yes, you can change.
How can you change it?
Your behavior can amuse other people.
And yes, say it a bit louder.
Sorry, well, your behavior amongst your colleagues can also change their behavior. Like we feed off from each other.
Absolutely. We feed off from each other. So think about one of the colleagues comes into work with this face. What's going to happen in the team that day? The team are all going to, by the end of the shift, hey? Okay, so if we have a look at the picture I've got here, I've got a bucket of water and I've got some salt. So the salt is, it's not nice. What happens when we toss that salt into the bucket of water?
Dissolves.
It dissolves, it becomes less salty, hey? So if somebody comes into work with a face, we're not all going to become grumpy. We're going to acknowledge, look, everybody has a life. Everybody has a world. Something has triggered that person to have that face. Why don't we be compassionate? Why don't we let our light shine so that others can feel the same? Why don't we say to that person, instead of, why are you in a bad mood? You're always in a bad mood. Why don't we say to them, I can see you having a rough morning. How can I help? How can I make it better? The other person goes, what? Huh? You care? Okay, instead of all becoming one big fight in your team, rather take that person aside and say, I can see it's not going so well this morning. Is there anything that I can help? Is there anything that I can help you to make it better? All right, and that's how we start creating trust in a team as well. But what's very important is that your team members are not going to look after you if you're taking advantage of that situation because you're lazy. Then they are going to say to you, oi, you're taking a chance here. So part of your service towards your team is to not take advantage, to not be lazy, to play your part. So you can change the mood of or the attitude of others. Okay? A negative and a negative, you're just going to have a big explosion. But if somebody comes in and you can see something's not right, don't rather say to them, how can I help you? Is there anything that I can do to help you? Maybe pick up the slack for them for the day. Okay, instead of having a big fat explosion. When your customer comes in grumpy, hey, how often does it happen when they've had a bad round of golf and they come in grumpy? Does it happen? Hey guys, does it happen when your customer's having a bad round of golf?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does. So how can we change that situation? We can't go and improve their score or their golf. But how can we change that situation with them?
You can give them an ice cold beer after golf.
Clever girl. You make sure if they're coming in at halfway, that their halfway meal is ready on time. If you know what their favorite drink is, you say to them, is it the usual? Can I get you your Castle Light? If you know the customer drinks Castle Light and they want it ice cold, have ice cold Castle Lights ready for the customer. I had in a club that I assisted, there was a barman. He was phenomenal. He knew every single customer and what they drank. This man was phenomenal. He would, on a Thursday, when the bar was being stocked for the weekend, he would go, he would look at the booking book in the pro shop, He would see who would be playing on the weekend. Then he'd say, oh, Mr. So-and-so only drinks that. We don't have enough in the bar. We better get it in. He even knew the children, because it was on an estate, the children of the golfers. Then the children would come running in. Then he'd go, oh, you like Coke and chips? Boom, done. On daddy's tab, off they go. So that is so critical, to have the right attitude. And when the golfers would come in after having a bad at halfway or at the end of the game, he would have the drinks sorted. Mr. So-and-so, your usual double bells. Okay, you don't like your ice in the glass. I'm giving it to you separately. Okay. Knowing your customer, taking their bad experience and making them feel special. Okay. Cool. So it is very important that we nurture the correct thoughts. So if we go back to this picture, that picture, our thoughts become our emotions. So if we think about our customer as being a pain, what's our emotion going to look like? Not good, hey? If we think about our job as being, we hate our job, we hate what we do, what's that going to look like? It's a pain, hey? Absolutely. So it all starts with how you think. In the mornings, when you are driving to work, either in your car or the taxi or staff transport, start programming your head for your day at work. I know we've left home. It's often been chaos because we've had to get children to school and it's late and this and it's that. Okay, we're going to stop that chapter. Now we need to open the new chapter of our book. We're going to work now. Okay, who have we got coming in today? You've hopefully checked your bookings book for the day. You know who's coming. You're prepared for the day. What are you thinking about your day? I also had a conversation with somebody the other day, and she was saying to me, when her shift starts at 7 o'clock in the morning, she makes sure that she's at work by 6:15. I'm like, why? She's no. At 6:15, I get to work. I have my coffee. She is a nursing sister in a hospital. You know those guys that come and take your blood when you have to have your bloods taken? She says, I make sure that my bag is packed. So by 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, I'm in my first ward. I'm working already. I've had my coffee, I've packed my bag, and I'm in my first ward. I don't walk into my workstation at 7 o'clock and then have my coffee and then pack my bag. I'm ready for my day. And by so doing, my head is ready for the day. I'm not rushing. Okay, so we need to think about that. So how we think is what our action is, our attitude, our magic good attitude. So here are some service affirmations. Affirmations is when it's positive. It's a pleasure to serve. Okay? This is how we must be talking to ourselves. It's a pleasure to serve my customers. I enjoy my job. Remember, you've got two choices. Change your job, change your attitude if you don't enjoy your job. I am making a difference to my customers. Your job is to make a difference to your customers, to make their experience at your club awesome. So when they walk out of your club, irrespective of the game of golf they've had, they're like, yes, this is my happy place. I like coming here. I smile at people, even people you don't know, in the supermarket, on the taxi. Smile. It makes your face beautiful when you smile. I'm fun to be around. People want to be with me because I'm not. I'm happy. I'm lovely to be with. People want to spend time with me. I'm not this grumpy person all the time. Okay, giving excellent service is worth the effort, but there are challenges. So we will get the rude customer, won't we? We will get the rude customer. Is the customer necessarily being rude to you? Is the customer cross with you? Or are they grumpy because they've had a bad round of golf, or they've had a fight with their wife because she's don't play golf again. Huh? They've had a bad day at work. Customer's not necessarily cross with you. Something has happened in that customer's world and we perceive them as being rude. Remember rude and rude? Box, box, box. We need to dissolve the salt here. Sometimes we're not getting support from co-workers for whatever reason. Okay? We can't drop our service standards. We need to be in the face of the customer. We need to be delivering that excellent service. Behind the scenes, we need to address no support from our co-workers. There may be a reason why the co-worker is unable to give you the service or the support that you need at that point. Okay? Co-workers who don't care. This is a big problem. This is a big problem. When co-workers don't care, remember I've said you've got two choices. Change your attitude, change your job. So if you're one of those co-workers who doesn't care, you need to go and think very carefully. Why am I like this? Is it because I hate what I do? Is it within my control to change my job, or do I need to change my attitude? So everybody needs to go and do a little bit of self-introspection to say, am I one of these co-workers who doesn't care? No reward for extra effort. This is a big one. I work hard, but I get nothing extra. Well, sorry for you, you get a salary. So we come to work from the start of our shift to the end of our shift to deliver within the required standards. And that's why we get a salary. That's the harsh reality of life and economics. Okay? It's a buy-sell agreement. So it's like when you go and you buy your potatoes and your onions at Woolworths, you pay your price for your potatoes and your onions. It's the same thing with work and a salary. You get your salary for your job requirement within the given time frame. If we go above and beyond, and the company can afford to pay bonuses, that's different. But remember, it's like your own budget. When you get your salary at the end of the month, you've already worked out, this is my bond or my rent, that's my car, that's my petrol. And if there's money left over, then we can have treats. We can get takeouts. Company is just the same. If there's money left over, yes, then we can have treats, which is bonuses. But if we've wasted money through the month, then there's no money left over. Your company is exactly the same. Okay. Great service takes time. It takes time to give good service. Okay. So sometimes giving that extra little bit of service does take a little bit of extra time. It takes a little bit longer. Then woof, right, and off you go. Stop, pause. Think about the service you're giving to your customer. I know at the moment, some clubs are experiencing staff shortages. There's been retrenchments after COVID, and it's hard. because our workloads have increased, or staff members off sick, because unfortunately COVID is still very much part of our world, which means that there's then an additional workload. Think about it this way. Today, you may be picking up extra work for a colleague who's sick. Maybe tomorrow you're the one that's sick, and that colleague has to pick up your extra workload. Okay. I always remember, and it's a bit of a different story, but it kind of is the same meaning. When I was pregnant with my first child, and I was living in Joburg at the time, and I would go for my gynecologist visits, and often those of you who've been to, when your wives yourself have been pregnant, the gynecologist is always running late. And this gynecologist had a beautiful sign in his waiting room that said, please don't be impatient because I'm running late. You could be the emergency that I'm attending to. Okay? You could be the emergency that I'm attending to. So just like that story with staff shortages, don't be grumpy if somebody is genuinely off sick and you have to pick up their workload. Because maybe next time you're the one off sick and your staff or your colleagues have to pick up your workload. And I get to the last one, which is fatigue. We all know in the hospitality industry, our shifts are long. They're on our feet. Okay? We spend 8 to 10 hours on our feet per shift. Those of you who are front of house. That's hard. I know, been there, done that. Pulled 16-hour shifts as well. It's very hard. It's very hard. I mean, I would sometimes go and sit in one of the food stores just to take the load off my feet and take my shoes off to give me a bit of a break. I know it's hard. But when we're in the face of the customer, we are together and we are smiling. And something that's very important to remember, make sure that the shoes you are wearing are comfortable. And something that I learned as well, have at least one other pair of shoes with you at work. And change your shoes every 2 hours. That sounds weird. Sounds weird, hey? But when you're putting your foot into a different shoe, it gives your foot a different dynamic. So like your required shoes that you wear for work, because I'm sure you all have shoes that you have to wear. I know it's a bit difficult with safety boots, but for those of you who are wearing your own shoes, have a second pair of shoes with you at work that you can change your shoes every couple of hours. It really does work. I know it sounds crazy. Okay, so there are some challenges that we can't control, but there's always things we can control. And what we can control is how we think and how we act about these situations. You can control your mind and what you think. And it gets back to this picture here. What's in your mind becomes your motion, becomes your actions. Cool. So what are the behaviors of excellent service and how can I develop these into habits? So I've been talking enough now. I'm going to let you think about what are the behaviors of excellent service. You think about it for a bit and then I'm going to call for some feedback. Ooh, bang. Okay, let's get some feedback. What do you think are the behaviors? Have you all got me? I've just had a message that my internet was unstable for a second. Has everybody still got me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. What are the behaviors of excellent service? What does it look like?
Maybe a positive attitude towards anything that you do or to whomever you're talking to.
Excellent. A positive attitude to whatever you do and whoever you're talking to. I like that. What else?
Margaret, quite often when you're walking around, you hear a member or a homeowner will have a question, and the answer from somebody would be, actually, that's not my department. You need to go and speak to so and so and so and so. And I think that's a behavior that needs to change. And you know, walking them to the correct person, or I don't know, I'll find out, I'll get back to you, instead of saying, actually, that's not my department. I can't help you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. To actually take the details of that person and say, ma'am, sir, or you've got their details, you can address them by their name, and you can say, Mrs. Smith, if this is not something that I deal with, however, I will get whoever to contact you about this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just not, it's not my job. And guys, do you know we all have guys on our payroll? And guys, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Were you with us?
Hendrik speaking.
Hello, Hendrik.
Yes. I just want to answer this question of the behavior of an excellent service.
Yes, Hendrik.
See, when you see a customer and a waiter smiling at one another and giving hands to one another after service, that shows a great, and then that shows a behavior of excellent service.
Absolutely.
If the customer leaves the club happy, in a happy mood, and the waiter is in a happy mood, that gives an excellent service to them.
Everybody's happy, and hopefully, Hendrik, the waiter's been given a nice tip there as well. Hey.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Absolutely. So that's one of the benefits, because the customer is so happy that they are giving you a little bit of something extra. Brilliant. Yes. I don't know what the policy is in your clubs. Many clubs, what they do is they have a policy on how to deal with tips, so that the tips are shared amongst all staff, not just the front of house. The policies are different, and we're not going to get into that debate now. But through giving good service, the customer shows their appreciation through giving a tip. Absolutely. Okay? And when the customer comes back again and they know you've given them a good service, they'll always go, hi, Hendrik, how are you doing? So nice to see you again. Eh?
You know, in Branston Sports Club, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
In Branston Sports, yes.
Yeah, only 2 waiters who are selling almost about 100 customers.
That's amazing.
That's me and Jabo. And
well done, guys.
And we always handle those customers very well.
And you've been there a long time, hey, Hendrik?
Yeah, I've been there a long time. Yeah.
Have you been there a long
time?
Not
so long, but long time. They know us. We know everything about them. They know everything about us. That's a good thing.
And I know that Rotary has their meetings there at your club, hey? The Rotary of Bryanston, Rotary Club. They come to your club as well, hey?
Yeah, the Rotary Club from years.
Yeah, I know they do. And they drink a lot, those guys. Hey?
I wish you could come here one day to see us.
I will come one day to see you, I promise. I promise.
Just come as mystery shopper or something.
Mystery shop, no, you know what my face looks like, so that won't I work with all of you clubs so much. I really need to come and visit I really need to come and visit all of you at some stage. Hey, come and do a country tour. Okay.
What's your
So what
favorite
else?
sport, Mami?
Pardon? Yes.
What is your favorite sport? What do you
My
play in
favorite?
sport?
Your
My
favorite
favorite sport. Sport.
Sports. Sport.
I don't really do much sport, Hendrik, but I will tell you that I've got a daughter who's very sporty, and she plays water polo and hockey, and I love watching her. So she plays. She's a goalie for hockey and for water polo. She's actually playing league water polo at the moment with South African players. She's only 15.
She's got the
So
number one
great.
friend.
She's a number one cap, that's right. And she's strong, Baba. So I'm not very sporty, but I like to watch sports. Golf?
I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we've got tennis. Unfortunately, we are doing tennis.
Yeah.
We are doing tennis,
Bowls.
balls. We are tennis, balls and squash.
Okay. Now I'll come and visit your restaurant. How's that?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, guys. So let's go back to the behaviors of great service. What is the behaviors of great service look like? Okay, what else? What other habits can we deliver? There you can see the guys from Bryanston. They're very friendly. Okay, they're very friendly. They converse with the clients. They know their clients. There are only 2 of them serving 100 people. That's amazing.
That is our attitude.
What else do they have? Your attitude, absolutely. You value your clients. Who else can give me feedback?
Me?
Yes, Summer.
I think one of the behaviors of excellent service is anticipating guest needs. Let's say, for example, you can see that the glass is half full. You can get them a top up before they even ask.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And by so doing, you're actually pushing your sales as well,
Yes,
which is fantastic. The guest must never look around for service. You must be anticipating. Years ago, I traveled to one of the private bush lodges up in the northern part of the country, where they're very exclusive. I was actually the guest of one of the head rangers, and they have these private chalets in the bush, and they have private swimming pools. And I was lying next to the swimming pool in the sun, and my glass, I was drinking whatever, and it was close to empty, and poofs, the waiter pops out of nowhere. I'm like, this is magic. It happened a few times. And later that afternoon, I said to my friend who was the head game ranger, okay, so tell me, how do you do this? He says, no, you silly fool. They stand behind there was a reed-like wall, and they can see when you need service, and oops, they're there to give you service. You see, it worked, because time after time, you kept topping up your glass, and you were happy. So that's what it's all about, anticipating the needs of your customer. So let's look at some of these behaviors. We want to greet them politely, and we want to smile warmly. So although you've got masks on, those eyes. Hendrik, put your mask on quickly. Hendrik, put on your mask. And come, let's see you on the camera here. We can just see your tummy now. I want to see your face. Okay, now smile for me. Smile. There we go. And frown. Make your cross face. Make a cross face for me. You're grumpy now. Show me a grumpy face. Oh, you see. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm saying. You can see. Okay, Hendrik, take your mask off. Thank you. Thank you for being my model. We need to acknowledge our customer. When the customer walks in, make eye contact. Acknowledge them. Okay. Even if you're busy with something, you can look at, make eye contact, and you can nod. Okay. Even if you're on the phone and the customer walks in, look at them, acknowledge them. Okay. Answer your phone promptly. What your club say? 3 rings. Rings, hey. When you answer the phone, when I answer the phone, I say, Mom. Okay. With these things, you know, these flappers, they're for listening. And so when you guys were introducing yourselves, what did I do? I wrote your names down because there's so many people, there's no ways I could remember. So you probably saw me. I was sitting, looking this, I was writing. So write down. When the customer says,
Hi, Margaret. Margaret.
Phone, write down with energy. Okay. No. Yeah. Is that, who's that? Is it Ross?
So you're back now. There was a moment where you were gone and your screen was blank. But it seems to be okay. Let's see how we go.
Okay, sorry about that. I keep getting a message, internet unstable, yet we are 100% stable on this side. Okay, so let's go back. Where did you lose me? To listen to your customers?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you get that? Work efficiently.
It's breaking up again.
So,
Margaret,
working. We need to implement. Is that better, Rox?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay, I'm going to leave my camera off. Just in case we've taken a dip in signal here. Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah, it's here.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we were talking about working with energy. Rox, you've got a frown on your face. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. I'm reading my body language. Around. Don't lean on things. Don't like drag yourself around from A to B. You must be working with energy and working efficiently. We need to know our products and our job. So you need to understand how things work within your club, your standard operating procedures. You need to know what's on your menu. You need to know the prices of things. You need to know how your systems work. You need to know your job. Okay. You need to take care in your appearance because remember, you are the face of your club. So if your uniform is dirty, your hair is out of place, you look like you've just woken up, what is it telling us about your club? We need to choose to be positive. So we need to choose our positive attitude, as Henrik has just said. We need to choose to be positive. We need to serve people willingly. So we must be excited to serve people. It mustn't be, oh no, there comes another customer. Do I have to serve them? Okay. We need to care about our community. We need to care about our golfers, our clients, our people at home that we're actually supporting through our jobs. We need to respond to complaints positively. Now, I know that's a crazy one to say. Respond to complaints positively. But through complaints, we learn where our customer is not happy. So don't see your complaint as a negative thing. See it as an opportunity to improve, to get better. And we need to go the extra mile for the client. So anticipate the client's needs. When they're coming in, have their drinks ready. Make sure that their halfway meals are ready on time. If the client has a specific golf cart that they like, because I know the golfers are like that, try and make sure that's the cart that you have available for that client. Okay, go the extra mile for your clients. How can you put your personal signature on the service that you deliver? So what is the client going to remember you for? If they think about Lawrence, for example, what are they going to think? Lawrence always does this. Lawrence always has my drink ready, for example. What is your personal service signature that you are putting onto the service for your club? Because as I said in the beginning, people buy from people. Okay? What can you do differently that the customer is going to go, wow, wow? Okay? You put your personal service signature on. So in conclusion, outstanding customer service is made up of important individual actions. So each one of you, and there's close to 35 people on this webinar today, your actions put together make outstanding customer service. Each is relatively easy and simple to master. They all to combine to make the service you provide truly memorable. How well you listen, understand, and respond to each customer. How you handle face-to-face contact, how you use the phone, the words you put on paper. Because remember, an email that you send out also is showing what sort of customer service you give. The way you anticipate customers' needs and whether you thank them for doing business with you all contribute to your customers' evaluation of your efforts. Properly combined and skillfully executed, these elements add up to outstanding customer service. So outstanding customer service is all about the little things. It's the easy and simple to master things that we put together that give our customer an amazing experience. So we come back to our picture where we started of the white gloves, the beautifully brassoed door handles. Are we giving our customers the service that we would expect if we were the customer? Okay, I'm going to try putting on my video. Let's see if I stay. Are there any questions, folks?
Nothing without medicine.
Are there any questions? I'm going to stop share because that's also going to help us with signal. There we go. Any questions that I can answer for you, folks?
I just want to ask something here. If you get a customer, it's Bongani from Royal.
Yes.
If you get a customer, yes. If you get a customer who is constantly rude, each and every day? How do you handle such a customer?
You continue to be polite. You continue to handle that customer with respect. Okay? You don't know why he's rude. He's not necessarily being rude at you. You don't know what his world is, his circumstances. You continue to be polite, to be rocks, mute. Continue to be polite, continue to be respectful. And you know what you might find? One day, Bongani, that customer will change and will say, you know what, Bongani, thank you. Thank you for always treating me with respect.
Okay,
and
understood.
It's
But
hard.
some people
It
can't
is hard.
change. It's okay.
It is hard, Bongani. It's very
Yes.
hard. But you be the bigger person, huh? Because that's what it's all about.
Okay. All right.
Okay, any more questions? Any more questions? Rox, over to you.
Thank you, Margaret. Sorry about
Pleasure.
that.
It's okay.
If anyone hasn't filled in the registration on the Google link in the chat box, please do so, just so that we can make sure we've got everybody registered and we can share your certificates later. But other than that, thank you, Margaret.
Pleasure.
I hope that everyone enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys soon.
Cool. So thank you very much to all of you and to your clubs for your attendance today. We have ended slightly early, but that's also a bonus, isn't it? You can get back to work. So thank you very much. Thank you to Roxanne, and it's always lovely to work with the CMASA team. And I hope you have a stunning day giving excellent customer service.
Perfect. Cheers, everyone.
Cool. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.